Keanu Reeves may be one of Hollywood's most beloved stars, admired for his kindness and talent, but behind the fame lies a lifetime of devastating loss. From personal heartbreaks to unimaginable tragedies, his story at 60 will leave you stunned. What happened to the man who gave so much joy to the world, yet carried so much pain in silence? A star who never asked for the spotlight. Keanu Reeves's story begins far from the glitter of Hollywood, in Beirut, Lebanon, where he was born in 1964. His childhood was anything but stable. His father left when Keanu was just 3 years old, leaving his mother to raise him and his sister on her own. The family moved often: Sydney, New York, and eventually Toronto, searching for a fresh start. For Keanu, it meant never really having a place that felt permanent. He struggled in school, battling dyslexia and the sense that he never quite fit in. But through it all, there was a quiet resilience, a determination to keep moving forward even when life felt fractured. Keanu wasn't the loud, ambitious type. Acting came almost by accident, starting with small theater productions in Toronto. He never dreamed of stardom. It was simply a way to express himself, to step outside the weight of his own life. His natural charm and vulnerability caught attention, and soon he was on the big screen. In 1989, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure turned him into a household name, though critics dismissed him as just another goofy, typecast actor. Keanu didn't care. He wasn't chasing fame, he was searching for purpose. By the mid-1990s, everything changed. Speed made him an action star, and The Matrix launched him into global superstardom. Yet, even at the height of fame, Keanu remained an outsider in Hollywood. While others chased parties, cars, and luxury, Keanu lived simply, often seen riding the subway or eating alone in diners. He gave millions of dollars from his Matrix earnings to crew members, quietly ensuring the people behind the cameras were taken care of. What made Keanu different was clear. He never asked for the spotlight. Fame was something handed to him, not something he craved. And while the world saw a rising star, what they didn't see was the loneliness, the grief, and the struggles that had shaped him long before the cameras started rolling. His quiet humility wasn't an act. It was survival. Love, loss, and a shattered heart. Behind Keanu Reeves's calm smile lies a history of heartbreak so deep, it's hard to believe one man could endure it all. Just as his career was skyrocketing, his personal life was crumbling in ways the public could never see. In the late 1990s, Keanu fell in love with actress Jennifer Syme, a relationship that gave him something rare: stability and hope for a family. For once, it seemed that life was giving back to a man who had lost so much in his youth. When Jennifer became pregnant, Keanu was overjoyed. He spoke about the future with a quiet excitement, dreaming of the fatherhood he never truly experienced himself. But tragedy struck in December 1999, when their daughter, Ava, was stillborn. The loss shattered both Keanu and Jennifer, leaving wounds that would never fully heal. Their relationship, once full of promise, could not withstand the overwhelming grief. As if fate hadn't already been cruel enough, another blow came just over a year later. In April 2001, Jennifer Syme died in a car accident at only 28 years old. For Keanu, it was unthinkable. In such a short time, he had lost both his child and the woman he loved. Friends recall that he withdrew into himself, keeping his pain private. On film sets, he carried on with professionalism. But behind the scenes, he lived with a sadness he rarely spoke about. This wasn't the first time grief had carved into his life. Earlier, he had lost his best friend, actor River Phoenix, to a drug overdose in 1993. River's death devastated him, but Keanu pressed forward. By the time Jennifer's accident happened, it seemed grief had become a constant companion. What makes Keanu's story even more heartbreaking is how he handled it all, with silence, grace, and humility. He never lashed out, never sought pity, and rarely shared the depth of his suffering. In interviews, when asked about loss, he would pause, his eyes revealing what words couldn't. "Grief changes shape," he once said, "but it never ends." To the outside world, Keanu Reeves was the action hero who could dodge bullets and save the world. But in reality, he was a man carrying an invisible weight, fighting private battles that no camera could ever capture. His tragedies shaped him, not into bitterness, but into a man whose kindness and humility became legendary. Keanu's life reminds us that even the brightest stars carry shadows, and his were darker than most could imagine. At 60, a heavy truth. Turning 60 is a milestone most people greet with celebration. Family gatherings, old friends, and reflections on decades of memories. For Keanu Reeves, however, it came with a much heavier truth. Despite all his success, the fortune, and the admiration of millions, life has always carried a quiet loneliness. Unlike so many in Hollywood, Keanu never built the kind of family he once dreamed of. The loss of his daughter, and Jennifer Syme, left him with scars too deep to fully heal. And though there have been relationships, whispers of romances, and later his public connection with artist Alexandra Grant, Keanu never embraced the traditional path of marriage or fatherhood. Instead, he poured himself into work, into friendships, and into small acts of kindness that earned him a reputation as the internet's boyfriend. The humble superstar who rides the subway, chats with strangers, and treats everyone with respect. Yet behind the humility lies something most fans rarely see: a man who still carries grief every single day. Those close to him say that Keanu finds comfort in solitude. He spends much of his time reading, playing music, or riding his motorcycle, things that allow him to escape into silence. While others in Hollywood flaunt their wealth, Keanu has chosen a simple life, living without the extravagance people might expect of a man worth millions. To him, money has never been the point. Peace has, but even peace comes at a price. As he entered his 60s, the truth about Keanu Reeves became clearer. He is loved by the world, but has often walked through it alone. He himself once admitted, "I'm a lonely guy. I don't have anyone in my life." Those words stunned fans who wanted so badly for their hero to be happy. And maybe, in his own quiet way, he is. Because for Keanu, happiness isn't found in grand gestures, but in the simple act of surviving, of moving forward despite the shadows. What makes Keanu's story so heartbreaking is not just the tragedies he's endured, but the resilience with which he continues to live. His heavy truth at 60 is that life has been cruel, yet he has chosen kindness, humility, and compassion over bitterness. It's why audiences see something different in him on screen, because behind every role, every smile, is a man who knows pain all too well. And maybe that's why we admire him even more. Because Keanu Reeves doesn't just play heroes, he lives like one, carrying a broken heart with grace. Keanu Reeves is proof that even those who seem untouchable can carry wounds that never heal. But maybe that's what makes him so loved, because through tragedy, he has chosen empathy, humility, and grace. His story reminds us that strength isn't about hiding pain. It's about living with it and still choosing kindness.